We're going to win seats in places the PCs have never won. We're going to win in London, Windsor. We're going to win in Windsor. We're going to win up in Thunder Bay. We're going to win in areas that traditionally the PCs haven't won before.
That's Doug Ford, the new PC leader, boldly predicting he is going to be the next Premier of Ontario and kick Kathleen Wynne out of this office here at Queen's Park. Doug Ford won in a squeaker of a leadership vote that was delayed by hours on Saturday as the results were disputed by Christine Elliott. Today, Ford says the party is united, but he is not going to have an easy time keeping the fractured PCs together and winning over a province that is known to be more moderate, while at the same time keeping true to the social conservatives who support him. During the campaign, I noticed that you were really appealing to the social conservatives, you know, repealing the sex ed. I mean, you acknowledge it, and you picked up a lot of Tanya Granick-Alling's supporters. Ontario is more moderate, though, as a whole. So are you going to have to pull back a little bit from that social conservative stance? And if so, are you going to be seen as betraying the social conservatives, much the way Patrick Brown was seen as betraying them?
I would never do that to social conservatives, but I have a huge social conscience. As people say, it all depends on your definition of social conservatives, social conscience. We win all the government housing buildings that usually go NDP. We just attract a different group of people. You can't take care of the most vulnerable people in the society without taking care of your finances. They understand it. They're frustrated, they need help, but when the government's bankrupt, how can you help people? We're going to take care of that. We're going to reduce the hydro rates when seniors and other people are deciding whether to, heating or eating. They're going to have a chance to have a little bit of relief. Anyone under $30,000 a year is paying 0% tax. That's how you really help the most vulnerable people.
But do you see having to soften your stance a little bit on the sex ed curriculum or carbon tax to appeal to a greater number of people?
We aren't budging on the carbon tax. We're going to repeal the sex ed, and we're going to consult with the parents.
I've always thought that Ford Nation really spoke to people who were angry, fed up, felt they were paying too much in taxes. You spark a sort of, or speak to a frustration that people have. Do you think that's the majority of people out there in this province right now?
It's not even about Ford Nation now, it's about everyone in the province. They're frustrated. I've been in this game for 30 years, and when I door knock, you get a little mix before in any other election. This time, it's every single door that they do not want Kathleen Wynne back.
Now, make no mistake, Doug Ford is a tough opponent for the Liberals and the NDP. He's a good debater and has populist appeal. It's a tough combination for Kathleen Wynne, who is facing a province that appears to be ready to vote the Liberals out. Here's political strategist Jim Warren now with the challenges for all.
I mean, these are sort of these key messages. They're such quip words that these populist type of candidates like Doug Ford or Donald Trump can use. Whether their plan makes sense or not doesn't really matter. Reality doesn't matter. It's can they sell it, can they sound effective, and can that soundbite on the news get them votes? And so that'll be the biggest challenge, I think, for the Liberals, is to try and discredit this person who's saying a lot of things that are popular with a lot of mid-market Ontarians. I think a big reason why Patrick Brown was so unceremoniously dumped out was because people are upset about that move to the middle. So Ford has his challenges. The interesting thing for him is he's here at the 11th hour. He was the 11th hour mayor candidate, the 11th hour leadership candidate. He doesn't have a lot of time to get the party ready for this election. June 9th is right around the corner. So his challenge is, can he get the party to agree to make the shift to the middle without disenfranchising the people who made him leader at the same time?
You can watch the entire uncut interview with Doug Ford on citynews.ca.